尊敬的
His
李显龙
Excellency
总理，
Prime Minister Li Xianlong,
尊敬的
His Excellency
张志贤副总理，
Mr. Qiu Qihan, Deputy Prime
尊敬
Minister,
的陈柱全校长，
and distinguished Tan
尊敬的
Qingtong,
王增
the
武
Chairman
校长，
of the
老师们、
National
同
University
学们、
of Singapore,
女士们，
ladies and
先生
gentlemen,
们，
students
大家好。
and faculties,
很高兴啊，
good morning.
来到新加坡国立大学，
I'm very glad to be here,
利用新加坡讲座
and I'd like to use this platform,
和各
this
位
lecture series,
同学
to
和各界朋友
communicate
见面。
with friends and faculties and students.
今年是
This year
交
marks the 25th anniversary of the establishment of bilateral relations between China and Singapore.
陈庆年总统的邀请，
I'm very honored to be here at the invitation of President Tony Tan Kanyam and be here,
博士法。
this beautiful country known as the Garden City.
新加坡国立大学拥有
The National
110年的悠久历史，
University of Singapore was established over 110 years ago.
世
It's
界
one of
的
the top
知名的高校。
universities in Asia or even in the whole world.
李光耀先生、
And Mr. Li Guangyao
陈庆年先生、
and Mr. Chen Jingyan
纳丹先生、
and a lot of
吴泽
other
先生，
honorable
新加坡领导人，
people and leaders of Singapore are from the National University of Singapore.
这里桃李芬芳，
So we can
人才
see
辈出
a lot of famous
对校
people
倡导的
have
人
learned from
才
here.
不设墙，观念不设墙，
And then we
思
admired
维不设墙，
your Wallace philosophy in terms of knowledge
见了
transferring
新加坡创新
and
精
other
神
sections,
和开
and
放包容的精神，
it stands out for
这是贵
the
校
entrepreneurship
乃
of the
至
whole
贵
country.
国成功的
I
一个
get-
重要原因。
I believe that is one of the key reasons behind the success
今年
of
是新加
Singapore.
坡建国50周年，
This year also marks the 50th anniversary of the establishment of Singapore. Over the past 5
筚
decades,
路蓝缕，
the Singaporean people have worked hard
凭借勤劳智慧，
and
把新加坡建成了
they are diligent
亚洲最发
and
达
they
的
are
国家
wise, and they have now built one of the most
成为世界上重要
developed and richest country in Asia. It will also build Singapore into the hub of financial sectors and transportations.
新加坡取得的成就，生动地诠释
Are
了
these success stories
靠人粮满仓，靠天
symbolize
登当的理
how
论。
human resources are important?
我们对新加坡人民的成功表示衷心的祝贺。
We congratulate to your
老
success,
师们、同学们、
and
士们、先生们，
ladies and gentlemen,
中国和新加坡是
China
一衣带水的
and
友好同
Singapore
胞
are friends and
友好
neighbors.
交往渊源如
We have a long history of exchange and
15世
communication.
纪初，中国著名航海家郑和
At the beginning of the 15th century, a famous voyager from China, Zheng He, have visited Singapore for several times.
按原尺寸复制
And we can see
和保存，
a replica of that boat
以纪念这一伟
in
大
Singapore to commemorate this history.
清
At the end of the Ming Dynasty and beginning of Qing Dynasty,
的民众
we can also
漂洋过海
see
到南洋谋生，
the people from the southeast China going to Singapore to find a life and to work there. And they have laid foundation for the friendship between our two countries. In
邓小平先生
1978, the late Mr. Deng Xiaoping has visited
拉开了
Singapore,
新时期
and that
中新友
opened
好
a
合作
new
的
chapter between China and Singapore in terms of
正在开
cooperation.
拓
At that time,
改革开放
China had just begun its reform and opening up.
积极探索
We
中国特色
were
社会
exploring
主义
the
道路
possibilities of a socialist path with Chinese characteristics. Under the leadership of Mr. Li Guangyao, we see how Singapore has mixed the Eastern and Western values and built a unique road of path of development for itself. After seeing all these economic outcomes, Mr. Deng Xiaoping said, China will learn from Singapore. And the practice by Singapore have provided experiences for China to find its own solution, to find its own path of development. And we've also seen great potentials of growth between the two countries. And now we can see a mutual trust between China and Singapore, a mutual political trust, and a lot of pragmatic cooperations. I have to admit that my understanding and experience of Singapore comes at the beginning of the reform and opening up. That's around 30 years ago. I first visited Singapore in 1986. I was the deputy mayor of Xiamen. My sole mission at that time was to study the industrial parks and zones in Singapore. We visited every department that's in charge of the project, because at that time Xiamen was also trying to build itself as a harbor, and the mission of research and study fell on me. Now, after 30 years, we can see very tangible outcomes of cooperation between us. We saw a lot of G2G projects, including the Suzhou Industrial Park and the Eco-City in Tianjin. And we've just launched the third G2G project, and that will be in Chongqing in West China. China is the largest trading partner of Singapore. And we are also one of the most important destinations of foreign investment for Singapore. You can see a lot of technology and scientific cooperations. And Singapore is now one of the offshore trading centers for RMB. And we see a lot of cooperations in terms of people-to-people exchange and governance. This cooperation has followed the development strategy of both countries, and we borrow the unique advantages of Singapore, and we create a unique way of cooperation. While the two countries celebrate the 25th anniversary of the establishment of relationship, both of us agree to promote our bilateral relationship to a comprehensive and all-weather one. And I truly believe that with the efforts of both people, we can see more potentials. Ladies and gentlemen, China and Southeast countries are connected, both geologically and historically. And we can see a long history of 2,000 years of cooperation in written history. China believes in harmony and a good relationship with your neighbors. And we share similarities in terms of cultures, and we are pursuing of harmony, benevolence, and diligence, and wisdom. A lot of great literature, such as the three kingdoms
人物具备的忠义品质，
have
也是
shown
东南亚
these
人民所
virtues,
推崇。
and they are also believed
东南亚
and
的饮
admired
食、
by
音
the
乐、
people in
建
Southeast
筑、
Asia.
绘画等，也影响了
And
中国民
the
俗。
culture, the music, the architecture
近代以来，
also share
中国
their
和东南亚
influence
国
on
家
Chinese
在国
people.
家独立
Over the
和
past
民
few
族解放
years,
的进程中，彼此激励，
we've inspired and
相
support
互
each
支
other
持，
when it comes to
在经济社会发展的历
independence,
程中相互启迪，
and
通力合作。
we helped each other in
在应
economic
对亚
growth,
洲金融危机、
and
国际
we
金融危
stood
机
together
和抗击
in face
印
of
度洋海啸、
the world financial
中国汶川特
crisis
大地
and
震
tsunami and the Wenchuan
守
earthquake.
望相助，和衷共济。时至今日，
Until
中国
now,
正同东南亚国家一道，
China
书写着
is
自
working
身发
with
展
the
的历史
Southeast
新篇章。
Asian countries to charter a new chapter
上个世纪
of
60
growth.
年代起，
Since
东南亚国家
1960s,
创建东盟，
the
走
Asian
上了联合自强之路。
Southeast
并
Asian
在近半个
countries
世
have
纪
formed
中
ASEAN,
风雨兼程，实现了从动荡、贫
and
弱到稳定
since
发展
then,
的跨
we can
越，
see a stable
成为地区和国际舞
atmosphere
台上
and situation
维
in
护
this
和
region.
平、促进
And
发展、
on the
深
world
化合
stage,
作的
we
一
stand
股重要
together
力量。
to safeguard peace and development.
东盟在自身发展和对外交往中，形成了独具特色的
ASEAN
东盟方式，
has formed its a
强
unique
调相
way
互尊重、
that is
协商一致、
emphasizing
照
on
顾
mutual
各方
respect
舒适度，
and
为地区国家发展关系
to
深化合作、
create
推进一
a
体化
comfortable environment
提供了有力
for
借
the
鉴。
partners and member countries.
今年年底，东盟即将建成共同体，这是亚洲地
At,
区
at the end of
第一
this
个
year,
次区域
there will
共同
be
体。
a regional community, a
中国
regional
将
bloc
坚定
formed
发
by
展
ASEAN.
东盟的
This
友
will
好
be the
合作，
first of its kind in Asia.
坚定支持东盟发展壮大，
China firmly
坚
supports
定
the
支持
growth
东
of
盟
ASEAN
共同体建设，
and the building of ASEAN
坚定
community.
支持东盟在东亚区域合作中
And we also
发挥主导
support
作用。
ASEAN to play its role in the
老
East
师们、
Asia
同学们
region.
女士们、先生们，中国始终将周边置于外交全
Ladies
局
and
的首
gentlemen,
要位置，
China always put priority
是促进周边
on
和平
its
稳定发展
neighboring
的主
countries.
体任。
and we see a
中国
mutual
推动全
cooperation
球
and
治理
mutual
体
growth
系朝
as
着
our
更加
own
公
mission.
正、合理
We
方
are
向发展，
working on a more
推动
justified,
国际关系
more
民主化，
fair system.
推动建立以合作共赢为核心的新型国际关系，
We advocate a new
推动
world
建设人
relations
类
that
命
features
运共同
cooperation
体
and a win-win situation.
都是从周边
And we
先行
believe that
起
to
步。
do that, we need to start with working with our neighbors.
中国坚持与邻为善，
China
以邻为
insists
伴，
that
坚
you
持
have to
奉
get
行
along with your
睦邻
neighbors
安邻、富邻的
and
周边外
to
交
grow
政策，
together with them.
坚持践行亲、诚、惠、容的周边外交理念，
When it comes to neighboring countries,
坚
we
持
believe
共
that
同
we can be
综
very
合
close
合
and
作
very
和
honest
持
with
续
each
的
other,
亚洲安全观，
and will
致力
build
于构
a
建
new Asian
更为紧密
security
的
idea.
中国东盟命运共同体，
And we want to work
推
together
动
with
建
ASEAN
设
to build
亚
a
洲命运
common
共同
destiny.
体。和平发展思想是中华文
The
化的
idea
内在基因，
of peaceful
讲信
and
修
development
睦，协和
is in the
万
gene
邦，
of the
是
Chinese,
中国周边外交的基本内涵。
and it's also the key
近代以
content
来，
when it comes to
外
China's
敌入侵，
diplomatic relations
内
with
部
its
战乱，
country, with its neighboring
曾
countries.
给中国人民带来巨大灾难。
70 years ago, China suffered
中国人民深知
from
和平的
war,
宝贵，
and we
绝不
therefore
会放
cherish
弃
peace.
维护和平的决心
We will
和
never
愿望。
forget to safeguard peace, and will never forget what once happened to us, and will never do this to other countries. The prosperity of China is a trend, but we don't believe in the idea that those prosperous countries will definitely become a dominant, hegemonous power.
深知国虽大，好战必亡的道理。一些人渲染中国威胁论，
Some people are advocating
这或者
the
是对
China
中国历
threat.
史文化和现实政策不了
Maybe
解，
they don't know
或者是
enough
出于
of Chinese history
一
or
种
China's
误解
system,
和偏见，
or that's a misunderstanding,
或者是有着某种不
or
可告人的目的。
there are some motivations behind
中国
such
坚持走和平发展道路，
theories. China
坚持独立自
will
主的和平外交政
uphold
策，
the peaceful
不是
development
权宜之计，
and independency
战略
in
选择
diplomacy.
和
This
郑重承
is
诺。
our strategic choice, and it's a promise by
近
China.
代以来，
In the recent
中国经
history,
历了长达1个多世纪的积贫、积弱、
China suffered from
风雨
hunger,
飘摇的
from
时代。
poor for more than
我们比谁都
100
懂得
years.
发展的重要。
We deeply
稳定的
understand
可贵。
the importance of development
中国的发展
and
进程
stability.
得到周边国家帮助和支持，
And we have
中国发展成
gained
果
supports
也为周边国家所分
during
享。
this process of development. So we would
中国
like
愿
to
意把
share
自身
the
发展同
outcomes.
周边国家发
with
展
the
更
neighboring
加紧
countries.
密地结合起来。
We would like to combine our
欢迎
growth.
All right, President Xi Jinping there speaking in Singapore at the University of Singapore, the National University of Singapore. He pointed out that his first visit to the country was back in 1986. He was a deputy mayor at the time. He said his sole mission was to go and study industrial parks, but obviously he came away with an appreciation of the country. And he talked about entrepreneurship and the strength of that in the country. He got a big round of applause when he cited how human resources are very important in the country. We were having difficulty with the signal, but we've reestablished, so let's go back to his speech.
中国同很多国家达成合作协议，
China has signed a lot of
亚
cooperation
洲基础
agreements
设
with
施
other
投资银
countries,
行协定
like
签署，
and we have signed
丝
the
路
basic
基金
memorandum of the
已经招
AIIB,
手实施具体项目，
and we are
一批多
studying
边和双边大项
the
目合作，
concrete programs, and we are advocating a lot of other kind of
一带一路
cooperation
倡议的
programs
首要
with
合作
our
伙
neighboring
伴
countries.
是周边国家，
The
首要受益对象
major
也是周边国家。
partners and recipients of the
我们
Belt
欢迎
and
周边
Road
国家参与
Initiative
到合作中来，
are the neighboring
共同
countries.
推进
We welcome you
一带一
to
路建
this
设，
initiative
携手实现和平
and
发
to
展
achieve
合作的愿景。
the common prosperity.
老师们、同学们、女士们、先
Teachers
生们，
and students,
时代潮流浩浩荡荡。当前中国同周边国家关系站在
Right
了
now,
新的历史起点上。
we can see China and other countries and the
亚洲
neighboring
是
countries
世
are
界经济
standing
发
at a
展
new
高地，
beginning point in terms of
宏观经济
multiple
基本面
relationships.
稳定向好，
And the world
同时
economy
受到
is
内外因素
broadly
影响，
stable,
承受了较大的下行压力。
but it still sees a downward pressure.
亚洲政通人和，社会稳定，是全球格局中的
Asia
稳定板块。
is a stable
同时，
area or
安全问题
region in the
十分
whole
复杂。
worldwide arena. But
恐怖主义、
we still
极端主义、
face a lot of challenges
跨国犯罪、
like terrorism,
网络安全
extremism,
重大自然灾害等
and major
非传统
natural
安全
disasters,
挑
and
战
these
增多。
non-traditional threats and challenges.
亚洲绝大多数国家的政策取向
Most of the
通过协
countries
商
in
谈
Asia
判
are based
处
on
理矛盾分歧。
coordination and
同
dialogue.
时，一些国家
But at the same
互信
time,
不足，时有
we
纷
see a
争。
lack of trust between some
亚洲
countries.
国家相互依存日益加深，
Asian
地
countries
区一体
are
化进程
increasingly
不断
interdependent.
加速。同时，
And at the same time,
路径不一，
we see different paths of
安
different
全
ways
合
of
作
regional cooperation.
长期滞后于经济合作。
And this cooperation and security
这些问
is
题都
way
需要
lag
我们
behind
共同
than
应
the
对
economic
和
cooperations.
破解。
And these problems needs a common solution.
我一直在思考
And I've been
新形势下，
thinking about
中国同包括东南亚在内的周边国家
China's relations
深化
with
合
its
作
neighboring countries,
共谋
including
发展
the
的大计。
Southeast Asian countries, how we can cooperate
愿再次
and
提
how
出
we
一些
can
想
explore
法
new
和
potentials.
主张，
And here are some of my thoughts that I would like to share with you.
共同维护和平安宁。 维护亚洲和
We
平
should
是中国同周边国
Jointly
家的历史责
safeguard
任
peace and
和共
stability.
同担当。亚洲各国人民要永不为敌，
And people in Asia should
增进
never
互信，
be enemies. We should respect each other
和平安宁，为亚洲各国发展
and
和人
provide
民安居乐业创造良好
a
条件。
sound environment for economic development and other kind of
深
development.
入对接发展战略，
And we should incorporate
亚
our
洲各国人
growth
民要聚
strategies.
精会神推动发展，
All people in
改
Asia
善民生，
should work together to
互
improve
帮互助，从各自发展战略
the
中
welfare
发掘新的
and
合作动力，
explore
新的
new potentials and new points of cooperation,
锁定新的合作成果，
and to come up
做大互
with
利
new
合作的蛋糕，
outcomes.
为彼此经济增长提供更多动能。
We should build a big cake
积极
of
开展
cooperation together,
安
and
全
each
合
country
作。
will have their spoons.
单丝不线，孤掌难鸣。亚洲各国人民要践行
All
亚洲
people
安全观，
In Asia,
协调推
should
进地区
carry
安
out
全治理，
the security
共同担
idea
当和
of
应对
Asia,
传统
and
和
we should stand
非
together
传统安全问题。
in front of all
坚持以
traditional
和
and
平方式
non-traditional threats.
通过友好协商
And
解决矛盾分歧，
We
坚
should
持发
solve
展和安全并重，
disagreements and disputes
共
through
谋
dialogue.
互尊互信，聚同化异，开放包容，
We
合
should be
作共赢
exclusive,
的
cooperative,
邻国相处之道。
and be good neighbors with each other.
不断巩固人员相亲，
We should enhance
亚
people
洲
to
各
people
国人民
exchanges.
要
People
从
of
悠久的历史
Asia
文明中吸取营
Can
养，
and should learn from the long history
凝聚对亚洲价值的
and
集
find
体认同。
the common
拓展人
knowledge
文交
of
流合
Asian
作，
spirit and Asian
夯
philosophies,
实睦邻友好的社会民意基础，
and build a good foundation
把和合的传统
of
理
people
念，
to people exchanges and
互助，彼此相
harmonious
互之道。
relations,
把修睦合作的薪火世代传承下去。
and the future generations should be carrying out
一段
such
时间以
ideas.
来，大家都关心中国在南
For
海问
quite
题上
some
的
time,
政策。
People show
我要
their
说的
interest
是，
in China's policy in
南
South
海
China
诸
Sea.
岛
What I
自
want
古
to
以来
say
就
is
是
that
中国领土。
these islands and isles in
维
the
护
South
自
China
身的
Sea
领土
have
主
been
权和
China's
正当
territory
合理的海
for a
洋
long
权益
time, and
是中
China
国
is
政府
carrying out its
必须
legitimate
承担的责任。
rights safeguarding China's territory, and
中
it's
国南
also
海
a
政策的出发
responsibility
点
of
和
Chinese
落脚点
government.
都是维护南海地区和平稳定。
And
在中国
our
和
point
南
is
海
to
沿岸国
maintain a peace
共同努
and
力下，
stability in South China Sea.
南海局势总体是
And
和
I
平
can say that overall
航行和
there's
飞越自由
a peaceful environment in
从来没有
South
问
China
题。
Sea, and there's never been an
将来
issue
也
of
不
free
会
of
有问题。
navigation, and it won't be an issue in the future
因为
either.
首先，中
Because
国是
first
最需要南海航行
China
畅通。
is the first country to need the
尽管中国拥有
freedom
主
of
权的
navigation.
一些南海岛礁被他人侵占，
Though some of the isles that belongs to
但
China
中国始
have
终
been
主张
capsized by other
通过
countries,
和平谈判方式
We have always believed that such issues should be solved through consultation and dialogues. We want to carry out dialogues with the direct involving countries on the basis of fair and justified dialogues. We have this ability and confidence to work with the ASEAN countries and safeguard the peace and stability of the South China Sea. We welcome countries out of this region to participate in this process and play their positive roles. Right now, the governments in Asian countries are facing the first problem they're facing is how to maintain a sustainable and relatively rapid economic growth. And we want those countries that are not in the region to understand and respect this and to play their constructive role. Ladies and gentlemen, we understand that you care about where China is going. We have just finished the 5th session of the CPC's 18th meeting. And at that meeting, we've drawn a 13th five-year plan for China. It maps out the future growth in China for the next 5 years. According to that plan, by 2020, China will build a well-off society. And the GDP per capita will double on the base of 2010. By then, after realizing these goals, China will be more competitive and will be more economically strong. Take GDP for example. If it will double at the base of 2010, the per capita GDP will be $12,000 US, and right now it's $7,800 US. That means a country with 13 billion, 1.3 billion population will become a moderate, rich country in the world. It will not just benefit people in China, but also those in the whole world. To achieve these goals,
that again, President Xi Jinping, his address there at the National University of Singapore, covering a lot of ground. I touched on it earlier, talking about his own first visit to Singapore back in 1986 as a deputy mayor, studying the people, the industrial zones there. He went on to say that he has a strong commitment to ASEAN, talked about how Southeast countries have this long history of being connected and of cooperation. He said China wants harmony and good relations with its neighbors. He reaffirmed China's commitment to peace. But later in the speech, he did talk about some of these disputed islands in the South China Sea, saying that these isles and islands have been China's territory for some time. He says, again, he wants to maintain peace and stability. And he said that there will be no problem of freedom of navigation. Again, we can head back to the speech. We've got it back. We can listen to his final comments now.
我们要坚持发展是第一要务。
We believe
提
development
高
is
发
our
展质量
priority,
和效益为
and
中
we
心，
should enhance the
加
efficiency
快
and
形
the
成
quality
引
of
领
that.
经济发展新常态的体制机制
And we
和发展方式，
are finding our new
保
model,
持
new
战略
ways of
定力，
development.
坚持稳中求进，
We would like to
统筹推
advance
进
while maintaining
经
a
济
stable
建设
economy.
政治建设、文化建设、社会建设和生态文明建设
We will combine
以
growth
及
in terms of
党的
economy,
建设。
political system,
因为
culture,
中国呢是
and
中国共产党
environment,
执政
as well as
国
the
家，
building of the Communist
中国
Party
共
of
产
China,
党党员有
because China
7800
is
万人，
governed by CPC.
有几百万个党组织，
We have 78 million
打
CPC
建设。
members in China. So it's very
为了
important
实现
to
这个目
build
标，
a
我
strong
们将
CPC.
牢固树立5大发展理念。
To
这
do
也
that,
是我们5
we
中
have
全会之后
the
啊，
following
我们认为
ideas and plans.
中国在各方面将发生深刻变革的
Because
指导思想，
We think there will
就
be
是创新、
a
协调、
profound change in Chinese
绿色、
security.
开放、
We want to build China
共享。
to be an exclusive, growing, share, and willing to share with each other.
坚持创新发展。
We
就是要
believe
把
in
创新
innovation,
国家发展全局的核心地位，
and it will
让
be
创新贯穿
a
国
core
家的一切工作，
strategy for
让
us.
创新在全社会蔚然成风。不仅是技术创新、产业
And when we talk about innovation, it's
包
not just
括我们的
technology,
思维创新、
but also
工作
our
方式的
ideas,
创新、
our ways of getting work
体
done,
制机制的创新。
and even the whole system.
当然，产业创新呢
But
至关
also
重要。
industrial and technology
我们要将
innovation
中国
is the
现
key
在
part.
在国际产业分工中
China
中低端水
is
平
currently in the middle and lower
转型升级
position
提到
in
中
terms of
高
the whole processing
必
chains
须啊
worldwide.
把新
We
旧
want
动
to
能转
move
化
up
为特别好。新的动能是什么？
and
新的动能就是创新，
we believe innovation
先去
can
协调
help us
发
do that.
就是重点促进城乡区域协
We
调发展，
will also carry out a coordinated
促进
development.
经济社
That
会
means
协
a
调
more
发展
balanced development in terms
促
of
进
urban, rural
新
areas.
型工业化，
And we'll have new
技术化，
industrialization, informationalization,
城镇化，
and
农业
urbanization,
现代化同步
as well as moderation in
新
terms
型
of
工业化我们
agriculture.
是2025年要建成世界制造业强国。
China
大家
want
都知
to
道，中国
build
现
it
在的制
as
造
a
业是门类最齐
manufacturer
全
strong
的，
country by 2025.
在大多数领域的制造业的产能都是位居世界最高的，
China is
但是同时伴有
producing a lot.
产
It
能过
ranks
剩的一些
top
问题。
in terms of
那
capacity.
么我们要
But at
建
the
立
same time,
世界制造业强国，走新型国
we
家
want to be a strong country in that
信息化
aspect.
城镇化现在以每年2个百分点的，
And in terms of urbanization, China is
我们在
growing
未
by
来5
2
年
percentage
将
points
1亿农民
every year.
转入
In the
有户籍的
coming 5
市
years,
民。
we'll transfer
同时，我们要建立
100
星罗棋
million
布的
people
中小
from
城
rural
市。
areas to urban areas.
尽管城镇化大步迈进，但是中国必须
China is
保持
rolling out
重要的
this
是
urbanization
它肯定要
plans.
保持一定数量的农民，
But it will
应
maintain
该有占人
the
口
certain population
24%、
of
比例
agriculture
的农村农民。
and certain population of
但是这些农民
farmers. That will be like
农村
20 to
是
30%
社
of
会
the
主义
total population.
现代化农业
But they
新型农村的
are different
农村农
from
民。
their ancestors. They'll be
在
experiencing
增强国家
new
硬实力的同时呢，
technologies.
我们还要注重提升国家软实力。
China is
不断
also
增强
building
发展
soft
的
power,
坚持绿色发展，
and we
这是要
adhere
坚持
to
节约
green
资
development.
源和保护环境
That
的
is
基
to
本角
save
色。
resources and
这方
protect
面不是
environment,
别人
and that is one
要
of
求我们
our
怎么做，而
national
是我们中国
strategies.
的
It's not a
必须这样
requirement from other countries.
走发达国家的发展的老路， 和现行的一些消费的水平和生活方式，中国难以为继。
China cannot
如果中
sustain
国这么
the
走，
old growth path
全球的资源
of the
能源
Western countries
都不够
or
中国
the
用。
living style of those countries. China won't have enough resources to sustain that.
所以是必须另辟蹊径，
That's why we
走
need to
可持
find
续
a
发展
new
道路，绿色
way,
低碳，
a low carbon and
坚持可持续
more
发展
environmental
均衡
friendly
人力资
way
源
of
和谐
growth.
发展现代化建设新格局，为全球生态安全做出新贡献。
And we would like to
我
make
们也
our
向
contribution
国际上提
to
出
the
了中国自
ecological
主贡献
safety.
方案，我们也将积极参与到
We are actively
国际
participating
这个气候
in
变化的
climate talks
有关努力的
and
进程中去，
other efforts in that aspect.
坚持开放发展，
China
就是要奉行互利共赢的
insists
开放
opening
战
up.
略，发展更加高层次的开放型经济。
We would like
中
to
国30多年的改革
develop
开
more
放，
opening up
中国人
economies
民得益于此，
because
发生了
China
翻天覆地的变
benefits
化。
from that policy.
我说这就是所谓的阿里巴巴芝麻开门儿，这个门儿开了就不能
That
再
is
关上了。
how the name of Alibaba comes, because it opens the door, and once the door is open, it can never be closed.
积极参与全球经济治理和公共产品供给，构建广泛
China
的利益
would
共
like to take part in the governance of the world
坚持
economy,
共享发展，
and we insist
就是要
sharing
坚持发展为
economy.
了人民，发展依靠人民，发展成果由人民共
And
享，
we believe development
使全体人民在
relies
共
on
建共享发
people,
展
and
中
it
有
will
更多
ultimately
获得感，
benefit people.
朝着共同富裕方向稳步前进。改革
And
开放
this
初
will
期，
lead to a
邓小
common
平先生
prosperity.
说，
At the beginning of China's
中
opening
国
up,
的贫
Mr.
穷
Deng
不是社
Xiaoping
会
said,
主义啊，
the
要让一部
poverty
分
in
人先富
China
起来，
is not
然后先富
socialism.
帮后富，
We need
共
to
同
have
富裕。
some people to
可以
be
说
rich
啊，
first, and
我
then
们
they
这
can
第
help
一
the
步
other people.
是
And
实
it's
现
safe
了
to say
让
that
一部
we
分
have
人先富起来。
accomplished the
中
first
国
step,
现
that
在
is
的
to
这
have
个
some
中
people
等收入的
get rich.
人群，应该说是世界各国之最。有的说，可能这个中等收入已经超过美国的总人口了。
Some say that the total population with middle income
现在呢，也有
has
一批
surpassed the
这
total
个
population of
更富的
United
群
States.
体。
And we are
但是
seeing
我们全面小康重在全
more
面两
people
个字。
joining this
我们在这
trend.
个民生发展的木桶啊，我们有短
But
板。这个短板就是我们现行的贫困人口。
There are
在
still a lot
现
of
行的
people living in
国际
poverty
标
in
准
China.
和中国标准下，我们还有7000万
That is
农村贫困，
70
应该还有
70 million
1000万左右的城市的贫困。
rural
这
population
个是我们必须
living
解
in
决的问
in
题，
poverty.
而且它是集中连
And that
片，
is
都是
the
在
problem
一
that
些生
China
态环
has to
境、
solve.
交通环境都比较差的地方。
And these are people are not just lived
所以我
in
们未来5
poverty,
年呢，
they
我们
are
要
living
找到
in
扶
a
贫
poor
的手段
condition overall in terms of
这个
traffic
是
and
7-8千万
everything.
这个把蛋糕做大的同时，就要分好蛋糕。
And I talked about to build a cake, but at the same time, how to cut that cake. That is also very important.
为了实现这个目标，中国
To
要
achieve
加强
that
同世界各国，特别是周边邻国的合作。
China needs to
同样
cooperate
中国发
more
展也
with
向
other
世
countries,
界
especially
特别是
its
周边国家
neighbors,
带来更多的发展机遇。
so that it can bring
我
more
们愿意也期待
potentials
同
to
各
other
国
countries, and we
分
are
享
willing
发展机遇，
to
共
share
创
these
亚洲美好
potentials
未来
and opportunities with other countries for a
老师
brighter
们、同学们
future of
同志们
Asia.
先生们，
Faculties,
岁月如
students,
梭，
ladies and
光
gentlemen,
阴荏苒。回顾中新关系发展历程，
when I look
我
back
们
to
倍加怀念
the
缔
path
造
of
中
China
新关系的
Singapore relations,
2位伟人
I cannot
邓小平先生。
avoid
李光
talking
耀
about
先生
Deng Xiaoping and Li Guangyao.
我经常回忆起与
I
李光耀先生
often recall
我们会面时
the times when I
情景
met with Mr. Li Guangyao,
他对我讲的话
what he said to
言犹
me,
在耳啊，
and I can still
对我的启示。
find inspirations from his words.
5年前我访问新加坡的时候，
5 years ago,
同
I
李光耀
visited
先生一起
Singapore.
在新加坡河畔
At that time,
为邓小平先生纪
I
念
joined
碑揭幕。
Mr. Li to unveil a
李
monument
光耀先
of
生参
Mr.
加这
Deng
个活
Xiaoping.
动，真是惺惺相惜啊！英雄之见，
It's like
理相同啊！
the great minds think alike.
如今，斯人已逝，
And now,
他们的
both
丰功伟
Mr.
绩
Deng
啊
Xiaoping and Mr. Li
永远值得
Guangyao
我们
have passed away, but their legacies should be remembered
既是
and
国家
respected
发展道路的
in terms of
这个伟大的
the growth path
推动者，也是中新关系
and the bilateral
战略
relations,
合作的
and as well as the strategic cooperations between China and Singapore.
青年代表着希望，代
In
表
the
着未来。
future lies in the youth,
令人欣慰的是，
and I'm
中新老
pleased
一辈领导
to
人精
see
心培育的中
that
新友好合作之
this
树，
friendship
如今已经
between
枝繁
China
叶茂，
and
硕果
Singapore
累累。
are
中新友
flourishing,
好合作事业需要青年一代传承发扬，
and such friendship
两
and
国友谊的
cooperation
接
should
力
be
棒需要
inherited
两国
by
年轻一
the
代
future
接
generations.
过来跑下去。今年7月，几名新加坡90后大学生参加了2015看中国外国青年影像计划。他们来到
And
中国
last
西北，
July, some of Singapore
镜头
university students
记录现代的
participated
中国。
a 2015
通过
Lens on
秦
China
腔儿
activity.
这个秦腔是我
They
老家的戏
traveled
剧
to the rural areas. They traveled and took pictures. They even took pictures of the
兰州拉面
Qinqiang drama. That is the drama of my hometown
羊皮
province.
筏子
And
这
some
些
very
元
local
素啊，了
scenes
解
and
和传递
elements.
中华文化。从中国呢，来到新加坡国立大
In
学深
terms of
造的
China,
2名大学生，
Two
他们
Chinese
给我提
students
供了一个资料啊，
who are studying
则用
here
1年时间拍
have
摄了
spent 1 year
50个新加坡当地人物的梦想故事。
shoot a
相信啊，
shoot
在
the
座的
dream
同
stories
学啊
of
身
50
边都还有很多这
Singaporeans.
样的事例。
And I believe there are more examples like this.
希望中新两国青年发扬
I hope
不
that the
患人
youth
之不己
generation
知，
of
患
both
不知人也
countries
的精神，
carry
加深
out
对彼此
this
国家历史文化的
spirit of
加
mutual
深对彼此
understanding.
人生追求的了解，互学互鉴，
And we should learn from
增
each
进友
other
谊
and enhance our cooperation and
共
friendship.
当中新友谊的忠实继承者
And we
积
should
极
be
参与者，热心
the
奉献者，
cornerstone, the pillar
成为中新关系
of
发
this
展
bilateral
生命
relationship.
老师们、同学们、女士们、先生们，
Ladies and gentlemen,
展望未来，
looking into the future,
亚洲再次站到了引领历史发展的前列。
we can see that Asia once again becomes
我
a
们
leading
生
power.
于斯，长于
We are,
斯，
we are born here
前途
and
命
we
运
grow here,
维系于斯。
and our destiny
中
is
国
rooted here.
愿同新加坡一道，
China is willing
愿
to
同周
work
边国
with
家一道，
Singapore and other neighboring
愿同世界
countries,
各国一
as
道，
well as all countries in the
携
world,
手开创全方位
to
合
build
作新
a
局面，
overall cooperation
亚洲的
and
美好家
reach
园。
the common
谢谢大家。
prosperity of Asia. Thank you.